Hi everyone, it's Lynn. Just today's our draw, whatever crayon we're gonna have to work with. I was gonna show you what I started. You saw it last week too, but here's kind of the finished little block with the checkerboard. Don't you? I love a good checkerboard. It just sets it off so much. It just makes it super cute. Anyway, so I've got to quilt it. That's my next step. So doing that, but love how the applique turned out. And honestly, y'all, applique, I think it takes quilts to the next level. So if you don't know applique, granted, I have a class online you're welcome to take, but just learn how to do applique. It's just so cute. And it's, I think the modern movement doesn't do it. I haven't seen a lot of applique in the modern movement, but I don't see why we can't start doing that. So definitely, I just think they're super cute. Even you don't have to do stuff, it's the theme of it, whether it makes it modern or not. Anyway, strange thoughts. So what am I up to? I finally finished taking out the bad stitching that I did and reflected on my mistakes. I think anytime you take out stitching, you're just like, okay, what did I do wrong here? Can I not do that again? So, I spent some time thinking about all the wrongs I did on that quilt and how I will not do that again because I don't like taking out stitches. That's never any fun. So I finally got that out. I'm listening to the new Outlander book, so that's been really good. I'm not finished, so don't give me any spoiler alerts, but I'm enjoying it so far. So that's the book I'm listening to. I finally finished the Postmistress of Paris book that my sister told me to listen to. Oh, and if y'all pray but my sister's in the Amazon on a missions trip, so she's on my heart right now, so yeah. If y'all pray for her, just that she's safe and everything's good and they have a great trip. I want them to have a good trip. She went with my nephew, so that was their spring break. I think that's really cool. Anyway, I don't know much about the trip, so I can't give you any details. I told her to keep me updated, but she's like, I'm not going to have a lot of service, so I don't know where they're going. The Amazon's a big area. Like... That's a lot of, anyway. So what else have I been up to? I pulled something in my back, so I haven't sewn as much as I normally do. So I'm a little slow on that kind of stuff. So I'm like gonna go take a long bath and have some hot water hit me, which I'm looking forward to, honestly. What else am I doing or up to? Oh, I'm teaching the rest of the jacket class in a couple weeks, so I have to finish my sample, so I haven't done that yet, which is going to have applique on it. So, I could probably do something like this. I haven't decided what colors yet. I mean, if you want a quilted jacket, and you're designing it from the ground up, you have more choice on what color you want it to be. I've already got a really bright one, so I thought I'd go more new, deeper colors or more colors with black or grays in them, so it'd be more fall-y, because around here I'm not going to wear a quilted jacket very much in the summer, which goes till October, so so I was thinking something more fall-y that I can wear through. But I tell you what, I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I wear cardigans or little jackets all the time. It's my favorite, because then I can wear short sleeve or really light. I'm all about the layers. That's what I'm all about. So anyway, well, let's draw. Let's see what color we got. I'm not gonna look. I know the ones I've done are back at the top, so I'm gonna try to be not in that area. So we have melon. Oh man, melon. Melon's like that peachy pink. It's kind of a coral. That's what it looks like, coral. If I'm not a pink fan, I'll be real honest with you. I've never really loved pink. And I think it's because it's always looked bad on me, but I always kind of liked coral. Coral looks good on me, and I do have a couple of coral shirts that I bought because they're not orange, but it's pinky, but not pink. But I do look good in what I would consider this to be a melon coral color. So that's cool. Of course, when it says melon, you automatically think of watermelon or the watermelon. That's what I think of is the watermelon rind, or not the rind, but the food part. The food part. That's good. That's an interesting color. I think it evokes spring, maybe even summer to me, and seasons kind of thing. I do have this color in my stash. I don't think that'll be hard to do. I wonder what it'll look like with some kind of different colors like browns or, I think it'd look good with purple. Just out of the top of my head, I would put this with purple in a heartbeat. Like that idea. Melon. It's not like I can sit here and go, oh, yeah, I've got a quilt made out of this. Like, I'm really having to sit here and think about how I've used this color. To me, this does look like something you would see Tula Pink use in some of her fabrics. So I don't think that's going to be hard to find, Tula Pink, or I don't think that that's going to be hard to find on maybe even some Cafe like stuff. I think you can find melon. Historically, do you see melon? I think you see more double pinks historically than like a melon color. That's probably it reminds me kind of those 80s colors from, almost that neon, like that neon pink would have been closer. They did the melon. I think I had a shirt or something like in the 80s with this kind of color on it. I am old, sorry. Yeah. Melon. Well, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be an interesting little exercise. I'm really enjoying this. I hope everybody else is too. Because it's really kind of made me think about, because it's not a pink. It's got more orange in it. So I'm just pulling out what threads. I was embroidering the other day, so I've still got the threads out. Yeah, see, that's like a more like bubblegum pink. That would be like a more bubblegum pink, but that's melon. So it's got like more of an orangey color to it. This thread would go with it. This thread probably has some in it. The variegated. See, it's more like that. See that variegated? This is called cotton candy. All right, so now we can make cotton candy quilts. Yeah, so melon. It doesn't evoke like the red did. Like red, I was just automatically like apples and the red and white quilts and the red dress from Outlander, and I like automatically just started thinking of stuff. Melon, I'm gonna have to think on that for a few days. And I don't think I see it used in as many fabrics. It's probably one of those underused colors. Like you're not going to get it all the time. Okay, Crayon, Crayola, you have stumped me, but only for a day, because I will find things that it goes with. I'm sure I've got this color, though. Like, just because I like it. I do like this color. Just glancing at it, it's a color I'm attracted to. Because it's not a pink. And those of you who love pink, please, you love pink. I hope you love all the pinks. And I do like them. I just know I don't use them very often. And when I do use them, it's purposeful. Like even this pink that's in here, it highlighted it, but it was not like the center of attention. It's in there, but it's not like it wasn't used on the edges or anything. I think I've got enough if I bound it in that, but I probably won't. Knowing me, it'll be either that orange or purple or green, something that's from the checkerboard. So, but that's the last thing. Okay, so here's a question. Like, what part of quilting do you not enjoy? Like, is there any part of quilting that you're like, ugh, when I get there, it just takes me forever to get it done? I can tell you what mine is. Mine's binding. Like, and I try to set myself up to where I'm not, um, you know, I'm successful when I get to binding. Like, I try to cut out binding when I'm cutting out the like when I get a top done, that's when I usually decide, okay, this is what I'm going to bind it with. And I will cut out the binding right then and sew it in the big long strip and even iron it in the big long strip and wrap it with like, this is this quilt. It goes with this. So just a note to myself that this is the applique tulip, which is what I would probably call that before I named it, kind of thing. I struggle with names of quilts. Like, I didn't say this about the red, but that red quilt that was behind me, I wanted to name it Red Wedding. But then Game of Thrones came out, and that had a totally different meaning. And if you watch Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding was a very interesting episode. Not the kind of wedding you want to go to, especially if you were on the groom's side. I think it was not... didn't turn out too well for them. Anyway, so I didn't think I should name it that. I think I ended up with something about the Red Hat Society or Red Hat, because it reminded me of that poem. And you see ladies do that. There used to be a really cute, it was called Tea Leaves in Time. It was a really cute tea place where ladies would go have luncheon and stuff, and I loved it. They didn't survive COVID. Unfortunately, their restaurant closed during COVID. So I was sad to see, it's a used bookstore now, but I was sad to see that it went, because it was a cute little ladies' luncheon place. But you would go in there and there'd be ladies dressed in purple and red and then wear the purple hats. And so that's what that quilt ended up being named. But in my brain, it's always the Red Wedding quilt. And I did Red Wedding because it's red and it's a double wedding ring, so that made sense. And then when that show came out with the Red Wedding episode, it totally changed the meaning. In my brain, it did. It's like, oh, here's a quilt where people die. Spoiler alert, people die. Anyway. So, all right. Well, I'm going to let you all go today. You guys think about melon. This one is different than the other ones that we've chosen, I think, because it's not a common color. It's not something you don't go to the store and go, I need some melon fabric. That's just not a normal. I guess melon is, maybe it meant cantaloupe. I know that's not what everybody in the world calls. We call it cantaloupe. But I think other people call it a different name. I think in England they called it a different name. I don't remember. I'll have to look that up. Now I need to know. Yeah, but I don't think they called it. But that does kind of look more maybe cantaloupe-y than watermelon-y. Because it's not pink. I look pink and red or watermelon-y to me. Maybe it's more cantaloupe. Maybe that's what they meant, cantaloupe. Because it's not honeydew, because that's green. And I think other parts of the world call that something different too. So, anyway. Oh, my hair's all jacked up. Sorry. All right. Well, I'll let you go today. And you guys have a great day. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All right. Talk to you later.